Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So, look, we're fresh off UFC 309. This is the morning after. We're just going to talk about what happened. A lot happened. There's a separate video I'm going to post based on the Johns Miocic situation and just all of that, so keep an eye out for that. But if we're just looking at just the fight card, we're just going to look at all that and see how I did on picks. I think I actually did pretty good. I believe I got most of my picks kind of right, but I didn't get the way that they won the fight correct. Actually, no, I think now looking at it, I'm mostly like 50-50. I didn't do that good. We'll start it right off. Veronica Hardy versus Mora here. Like I said, I didn't know a lot about Mora, to be honest, when she, before they fought. She looked pretty good. Hardy looked pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie, not a lot really happened in this fight. It was pretty much just them like kind of feeling each other out. Not a lot of strikes being thrown. Hardy had her moments. She had a very good left body kick. I don't know why she didn't throw that more or throw it after combinations more, but she hit her 2-3 times with that body kick, and like every time like Mora grimaced, and you could tell it did really hit. Not a whole lot to say about that fight. I picked Hardy to win. I just thought that she was going to throw more combinations, especially in the pocket, but it just didn't happen. Mora got the victory. We move on. Oban Elliott versus Hafez. This was actually a pretty good fight. I'm not gonna lie. There also wasn't too much really going on. Like, it wasn't like a crazy paced fight. But they were really just feeling each other out, throwing some good shots. Oban Elliott though, KO in the third. Beautiful KO too. Just a nice, just swooping overhand right on the money. Beautiful shot, beautifully timed. Put him out. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm the only one thinking this. I really did feel like the ref took his time. Marc Goddard took his fucking time stopping this fight. I feel like after the first two shots, there was kind of a weird moment where like Oban was like falling back or something, and there was a pause, but you could tell like Hafez was out. Like his head bounced off the canvas, and he was clearly discombobulated. He should have stopped the fight there, but he let it keep going. Landed some extra shots, which I'm pretty sure one of the extra ones actually ended up breaking Hafez's nose when he got up. Which they need to stop letting these guys up. Fuck's sake. They need to stop letting these guys up after they just get brutally KO'd. Like, it's kind of crazy. I keep seeing it, like, card after card. Dude gets fucked up, and the medical team run in there, and his team's in there, and they just let bro get up. And he's fucking wobbling around and almost falling and tripping over shit. And it's like, just stay down. Hold the man down if you have to. Like, it's dangerous letting this guy up. Like, he just got, like, murdered on live television. And now we're, like, letting this man walk around 2 seconds later. It's like, no. Keep him on the ground. Regardless, though, it was a beautiful performance. There was moments where I think Oban was definitely getting checked on a lot of his shots. It was clearly a difficult fight for the both of them. They were kind of trying to find their rhythm, trying to find their moments, find their shot selection. But when Elliott found it, he found it. We need more fights like tonight, honestly, where he does get like a convincing finish. Nothing weird about it. No, he knocked him out. It was cut and dry. Like, we need to see a lot more dominating performances from him. But regardless, I think we're just a few fights out from him getting into the rankings. And then from there, there's plenty of good matchups that we could see in there. But yeah, I did pick Elliott. Elliott won. We're moving on. We got Gal Brahimaj. I don't know why I picked Gal. I just wanted to see him save his career too. He's now 7-7. He's literally 50-50. Fair play to Brahimaj. Brahimaj. I don't fucking know. Fair play to him, dude. He got a convincing KO victory. He looked good. Like, Gal didn't look great, but he looked good. And he got the dub, and he put his little hat on Joe Rogan and had his little moment after the fight. And it was great. It was all good. Tybura Deniz, what the fuck, man? Like, why can't these kickboxers just learn takedown defense, bro? Like just basic takedown defense. It's fucked. I picked Denise to win this, bro, because I really thought on the feet. To be fair, I was saying on the feet, I really thought that he was going to be able to do some work against Tybura. Uh, Man, that's another fight I feel like could have got stopped a lot sooner. He just got fucked up, dude. He just got elbowed and just I believe it was just full mount, just absolute. And it's just so it's heavyweight MMA, bro. I don't know what I expected, but sad. Banger ass fight, Anoma versus Romero. Look, I picked Anoma. Get that out of the way. I said he would get the KO win. Um, he almost did. He almost got put out of there himself, though. Romero brought the fucking fight, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. This was a good fight. If you missed this fight, I am sorry. Um, this is a banger. Romero brought the fight. Started early with the calf kicks, the inside calf kicks, outside calf kicks, both legs. Onama would be switching stance. He'd attack the legs either way. He was throwing great combinations in the pocket. Very short, stiff hooks, solid shots. He dropped Onama, but Onama also did this against Nate the Train. He gets dropped and he gets like close to being finished, but he always just pushes through somehow. And he did that again in this fight and looked good doing it. Towards the end of the fight, really started to take over. Romero started to slow down. Still brought it, but started to slow down a lot more. Anoma could really find his moments a lot better. And he himself landed great shots to the body in combination too. It was a solid fight, honestly. But yeah, moving on. We got Miller Jackson. I didn't really have a reason for picking Miller outside of it's fucking Jim Miller. Um, it's the goat of the oldies, if we're being real, you know. Jackson appeared to retire after this fight. By the way, it was a guillotine submission by Miller, so that's why we go Miller every time. Um, Jackson appeared to retire after the fight. Basically, completely ignored everything and everybody, and just put his gloves down and then dipped. And yeah, man, I don't know. I think he was just over it. Kind of crazy, kind of weird. But Jim Miller is the GOAT. I don't give a fuck. He looked good, you know. Striking was okay. Jackson wasn't really doing anything too crazy, and then he just kind of went in with his neck out, and Miller cinched that shit up. Got the choke, and it looked tight immediately. To be fair, as well. So yeah, good to see Miller still win fights. Moving on, Weidman Anders actually got canceled, I believe, due to Anders being sick. That's the only reason that I could find. There might be a little more information on it now, but as of last night when I looked, that's what I heard. So yeah, not really a whole lot to say there. We move on. Martinez McGee. Martinez has negative fight IQ. And I want to also preface this by saying, look, I'm sorry for what I said about McGee. Um, I feel like I did kind of trash him a little bit. He didn't deserve that. He is a good fighter. He is a really good fighter. I didn't realize he was so old though. He is 34, so he's got to stay active for sure. He's got to get in there again, hopefully soon. But now we don't know with the leg injury. Who knows what that could be. Um, but Martinez though, I don't know if it's because of the Aldo fight. He just came out timid. The man threw damn near 0 strikes in the first round, and he just sat there and he just let McGee tee off on him and throw combinations and get up early. Really brought the presence early. Um, so it was just kind of a weird fight. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to take back what I said about McGee, and I want to say like McGee is that guy and he is good. But I guess to be fair as well, like to counter the counterpoint, like we didn't see Martinez at all do anything like Martinez usually does. We didn't see him throw in combination. We didn't see him throw. It took him a really long time to even throw the leg kicks like how he used to, but it didn't take many. It did not take many. I will say that Martinez must kick like a fucking truck. I mean, it's insane. He threw like 3 solid leg kicks, and dude's leg was just fucking gone. Um, so it's like I don't know. I still stand by what I said on McGee a little bit. I do think he's better than I initially thought for sure. I think he's a good fighter. I'll just say that. I'll get that out of the way. But I want to preface it by saying we can't get too far ahead of ourselves because Martinez clearly was not the guy that fought Of course, I can't fucking remember who he fought. Basically, before he was fighting Aldo, the 6, 7 fight win streak or whatever that he was on before that. So I don't know. I think maybe the Aldo fight got to him. I think maybe he was a little gun shy, and it's natural. It happens. Yeah, there was just a moment in this fight too where yeah, Martinez hurt the leg and had a good chunk of the round left to like set it up or set up the head kick even because now he's worried about the leg. He knows you're gonna go for the leg. Set the head kick up. That was the most blatantly obvious like thing to even do, and he, not only did he not do any of that, but then he immediately, without hesitation, pushed McGee up against the fence and held him there for a good like minute 30. That's what it felt like. And then by the time they got out of that clinch wall, cage situation, they literally just had like no time, and then Martinez again just did not throw the leg kick. It's almost like the moment did just get to him, and he was like, I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't think anybody knows what he was thinking. Literally some of the worst fight IQ I think I've ever witnessed firsthand. I mean, it was absurd, and I don't want to trash on Martinez too much because I know he is a good fighter deep down, but that was just crazy. I don't know what the hell that was, but fair play to McGee. He powered through it and he got the win. He got the decision win. So good on him, and he looked really good. Like say against Martinez, even if Martinez wasn't really throwing anything, um, he was still able to pick Martinez apart from the outside. So fair play to him. Decent fight, just really odd from Martinez. And I did pick him to win, but yeah, he didn't do anything like what I've seen him do before. So it is what it is. We move on. I'm gonna fucking gas up Mauricio Ruffy, bro. Um, he looked okay in this fight, I'll say that. But Lontop was heavier, clearly. He's skinny fat. He's a bigger guy. This fight was like Conor Diaz. I saw somebody say that, and I was like, damn, this is literally that because Mauricio Rufy fights exactly like a modern day Conor would fight. He has a very bladed stance. He loves to pull counter. He's very tricky with his counters in general. Very slick and quick with them. And his footwork is just super similar. And he always throws a lot of those spinning back kicks. Um, and just a very he's like a He's like an orthodox Connor, bro. All the way down to his look too. He's got like the same cut, same beard. It's crazy. We're seeing a modern day Connor. It's like a Connor if Connor could check calf kicks. Like that's literally what Mauricio Rufy is. So fair play to him, dude. He actually pieced up Lontop quite a bit. Lontop stayed in there though. He's a dog. He stayed in there. He got some shots off of his own. Rufy started to slow down towards the end of the fight. That style, as we've seen with Connor as well, it's a very hard style to keep up stamina-wise. It's a very inefficient style. Oh, sorry, guys. And so, yeah, you start to fade a little quicker, for sure. But he still looked good, though. He didn't fade too hard, and when he needed to um, throw a nice counter or move, he did, and he looked good. I would like to see him against a real lightweight, not a fucking catchweight fight. I want to see him against somebody that also prepared, also was able to make the weight. Um, Again, I'm not. This is nothing, bad on Lontop. Like, um, he took the fight on short notice. This isn't not him. I'm just saying in general, his Rufy's next fight should be um, obviously a legitimate lightweight fight against somebody good. I don't know who. I don't think he's obviously anywhere near ready for rankings yet. He needs a few more tests for sure. We need to give him somebody that's fraud checkable. Somebody that could fraud check him. Um, but either way, it was a great performance. Looked good, and hopefully we continue to see him perform. This guy's really exciting, and I wanna see where this guy goes. He's really, really, really good, and if he just keeps discipline, keeps dedicated, uh, this could be like a modern day Connor. So I would keep your eyes on this guy. He's really good. Um, Moving on though, Araujo Silva. I believe I picked Araujo to win. This fight didn't go anything like I really thought it would. I believe Araujo did win. I'm not gonna lie. I think I left. Um, I left and got up and did some shit. I think I made some food during this part. I'm pretty sure Araujo did win though. Um, so, good to see. There was a lot of weird moments in this fight too, where like I believe Araujo had Silva in positions or vice versa where they should have just been raining down just easy shots to the head and landing a lot of damage towards the end of the rounds, and it just didn't happen. Um, Again, just some weird fight IQ moments. Like a lot more damage could have been done than what was done, and just wasn't. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting fight though. Both women put on a pretty good show, and at the end of the day, it was a solid back and forth for the most part. Moving on though, Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig. What the fuck? What the fuck was this, guys? This was one of the most. This was like Namajunas Esparza. Like it. It really. I don't mean to be that guy, but it really did kind of feel like that. They both just kind of stared at each other and feinted and threw little fake, shots and from a distance and weren't even really in range most of the time. Nickel had a few moments towards the ends of, I want to say the end of the second actually, where he definitely wobbled Craig, and if he had a little more time and was more aggressive, could have finished it. I really felt that. Craig didn't get a submission like I thought he would. This fight never even went to the ground, or never even really got in a position where it could have gone to the ground. There was almost no clinching. Um, it literally stayed on the feet for majority of the time. Craig threw plenty of body kicks, went upstairs to the head a few times, threw some leg kicks. Bo Nickel had a good outside calf kick that kept landing for the most part. He added that to his game. So I don't know. I think the general consensus is that Bo really didn't do as much development as we thought he was going to do, and I think now that he's shown that, and we've seen that, he can't stay inactive again. For the same reasons that I was praising him for being inactive are now the reasons that he should not be inactive, based off this fight. He didn't really develop his game too much. He didn't really show us anything we hadn't seen. If anything, it almost looked like he had regressed. And that is immediately when I'm like, okay, you need to get back in the cage, bro. You need to start fighting guys, for real. You need to get in there and you need to feel that again. You need to get in those situations. Um, there can't be any more of this, I'm taking time off because I want to develop. No, bro, you need to get back in there against somebody who's going to give you a test, who's going to force you to develop, who's going to scare you. Um, this Paul Craig fight, when we really looked at it, with how Paul Craig looked, honestly, should have been a fairly easy W for Bo Nickel. When he was landing on the feet, he was landing on the feet. And Craig has like zero striking ability, with his hands especially. And it just should not have been as competitive as it was. So it was definitely disappointing from Bo. Um, I'm not saying we should completely cancel all of his hype, but I am saying like we need to put that on hold. We need to see him fight again and soon. Hopefully February, March at the latest. But we need to get him back in there. We can't see any more of these 6, 7, 8 month layoffs. Um, Not anymore, because he's clearly not developing as much as we thought he was outside of the cage. So we need to get him back in there. We need to have him stay active. We need him fight him. Need him to fight real guys, and move forward. So yeah. Moving on though, we got Oliveira Chandler. This was actually a pretty good fight. A really odd one as well. Kind of boring in moments, I'm not gonna lie, but classic Chandler fashion. He always had us on his toes when the fight was on the feet. Again, very explosive guy. Had Oliveira actually in the fifth. Was looking kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but this fight did go to a decision. Oliveira did win handily. I would say won all of the first 4 rounds. The fifth is arguable for sure. Um, But he looked good. For the most part, he did whatever he wanted to with Chandler. He just couldn't seem to finish that choke. But to be fair, Chandler is notoriously pretty good at defending the rear naked. Um, he's been in those positions before where guys have had his back, whether that's Poirier or Chandler, or Poirier or Oliveira in the first fight. Um, I don't know. He's a vet. He's good at defending the hands. And that's pretty much where most of the fight was. It was Oliveira would get his back, get in a very dangerous position for a few minutes, and kind of just be fighting for the choke the whole time and doing little, little nagging damage to the ribs, to the head a little bit while on the back, but nothing too crazy. But still a dominating performance. Did have Chandler hurt on the feet a number of times as well. Something that I want to talk about though, and thank God everyone else is talking about it too, is this shit right here. How many shots is this? Let's count this out. This is sad. This is absurd. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Oh wait, shit, it started over again. Yo, I was like I was so focused on counting these strikes, I didn't even realize it started over, dude. I was like, holy shit, 25 strikes. Like, this is a lot more than I fucking remember. God damn. Dude. Yo, fuck, I feel dumb as hell for looking for that shit now. That's funny. But no, okay, let me try and really count these. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so we have like 17. I'll say 16. I'll even say 15 to be nice and to be generous about it. 15 unanswered strikes to the back of the head, guys. Michael Chandler is easily one of the dirtiest fighters in the UFC, no question. I see why Poirier does not like this motherfucker. I'm not going to get into all the other fucking weird-ass reasons that Chandler's honestly kind of distasteful and unlikable and weird as fuck. Similar to the John Jones energy on Chandler. It's not similar. It's not the same thing. Chandler's a good guy. I feel sometimes, but he just does dirty shit, and he has kind of an interesting thing, family-wise, that I'm not going to get into. Not my place. It's not that bad. It's definitely just weird. But moving on, dude. I don't want to do all this shit. Sorry, the mic probably just made some weird ass noises. It's gonna just do it. I'm sorry, but look, and I know it's been happening in every video. I gotta figure out a way to fucking fix it. But regardless, look, Chandler's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it too. I don't care. Chandler's a piece of shit. Super dirty. 15 unanswered shots to the back of the head, and you got fucking fuck ass ref over here just staring at it, watching it happen. And that just seems to be the case, you know. They want the Chandler Conor fight, so they're gonna let it happen to the guy they want to win. Typical UFC politics, just bullshit. I don't know. Again, I don't want to get into that side of things too much either, but it is just it's so fucking stupid, man. They let the fighter that they want to win just cheat and cheat and cheat. Chandler was grabbing the gloves too, and Charles was telling the ref, like you could see him telling the ref, he's grabbing my gloves. Chandler kept doing it in front of the ref. Nothing was said. The ref didn't interfere at all. Chandler grabbed the fence for like 30 seconds straight while they were up against the fence as well. Nothing was said. Well, I think he might have been like, look over the fence. But, you know, most refs, when they see that shit, will physically grab the hand and rip it off the fence. That didn't happen. I don't know. Chandler's just dirty, man. And just deserved to lose for sure. And I'm glad that Oliveira pulled through. When he almost started getting fucked up there by Chandler, I got scared in the fifth, man. I'm not gonna lie. Especially after all the cheating, I was like, "There's just no way." But yeah, man. Either way, good fight, good win from Oliveira. Pretty much what we thought was gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Charlie Olive still got it. I honestly give him Holloway, bro. Give him Holloway for a #1 contenders matchup. That'd be a sick ass fight. I know Chandler called for that fight as well as the Conor fight again. But I think the most logical matchup is Oliveira Holloway for the #1 contender spot. Not only is that just a banger fight, in general, and the BMF should be put up. Um, but I just think that does good for the division. It fits Holloway in pretty much where he should be if he wins. And if he loses too, it's still, Oliveira is a high level guy, and it gives a chance to actually see the fight that should have happened at featherweight. The first fight got ended due to Oliveira getting some sort of throat injury. It was like an esophagus tear or some shit like that happened. So it ended super early, and we didn't really get to see much of it. And both these guys are now completely different fighters from when they originally fought anyway. So it'd be a whole different matchup, a whole different way of looking at things. So I think that just makes the most sense logically. Chandler, I don't even know. Good for him. He looked great for being 38 years old, honestly. Like, that, I will say that, looked insane for being 38, which, to be fair, probably also on PEDs, but whatever. Um, he hasn't popped. He hasn't popped, has he, John? Anyways, uh, Chandler looked great for 38. I don't really know what you do with him now, though. He shouldn't even really be ranked, in my opinion. He has 2 wins against Dan Hooker and Tony Ferguson. Dan Hooker's okay, but let's be real, Tony was way beyond gone, even when they fought. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do with Chandler, man. I think, like, do we even want to see the Conor fight at this point? Maybe, yeah, just for the sake of it. But it's just like, I don't know. You know? I guess, yeah, Conor Chandler, let's see it. Let's throw it back together, even though that's never going to happen. Conor's way too coked out right now to even be thinking about that shit, so it is what it is. Moving on, and we'll wrap this up. Jones Miocic. Jones won. We all saw it coming. It wasn't an insanely dominating performance, though, like we thought it was going to be, I'm not going to lie. Um, and if anything, and I did make a whole separate video about this that I'll drop after this, like I said, but if anything, this just kind of hurt both their legacies more. They both looked kind of older. They both looked slow. Um, Jones did have a beautiful body kick. That body kick was, look, as much as I dislike Jones, that body kick was money. I will say that I'm not biased to the fact of not being able to see that. Beautiful body kick finish. Again, can never finish a man with his bare hands though. Um, well, actually, maybe he can. But you know, look, it went pretty much how we thought it was going to look. Stipe looked old for sure. Didn't look like himself. He looked like he'd been out of the game for a while. And it just is what it is. But good finish from John, I guess. On an old man. There's not really much. There really isn't much to say about this fight, especially that I haven't or am not already going to say in the next video, where I really dive deeper into this. But on a baseline level, Miocic went through pretty much each and every round, just looking slow and kind of labored on the feet, very flat-footed. Did get John a few times with some like okay shots. For the most part, though, John could move out of the way. Literally ran around the octagon a few times, moving away from him. Which fair play, just got to the center of the octagon. Like, fair enough. But yeah, guys. Yeah. This fight would have gone 4 rounds. If not, maybe it would have gone to the distance if it wasn't for that body kick. So who knows, But Jones is the heavyweight champ still. Then if we're talking about obvious next matchups, it's clearly Tom Aspinall. It's not Pereira. You have to fucking defend against the defending interim champ. Otherwise, he should be stripped. That's just common sense. If he's not going to fight the literal interim champion, then he should not be holding the belt. He should hand that belt to Tom Aspinall 100%. And at this point, it's like, do we even need to see that fight? Probably not. Tom would kill Jones. That's pretty obvious now as well. Stipe retired. As he should, though, man. He should have stayed. He should have officially retired back then. He should have just stayed out. But he put up a good fight, against a guy who everybody says is the fucking greatest to ever do it. So fair play to him. And fair play on a good career, great career. Much respect to Stipe. He is still the heavyweight GOAT in my opinion. I don't think that this fight should have even happened. I don't think that it really meant much. In my eyes, I think Stipe is still the GOAT. Full-time firefighter on the side, dude. like, um, just a great guy, good family man. Never beat his wife. Never popped for PEDs. So, I don't know. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much the review. That's the roundup. A lot of decent fights, especially on the prelims. It was good to see. And keep an eye out for Mauricio Huffy, for sure. Good ass fighter. And Oban Elliott, to be fair. Big guys. Um, but yeah, guys, that's it. Y'all have a good one.